YouTube, it is I, Sakarma, coming at you with another quick battle from Total Warhammer. With myself, leading the lizard men against every story de la pareja as warriors of chaos. That's probably offensive. Oh well. And yeah, guys, I'm like a quarter Spanish. Well, not really. I'm a quarter Moroccan, so I think that counts for something. Don't they speak Spanish there? I think they speak French, but also a little bit of Spanish. They're close to Spain in any case. Geography, fun. Woohoo! Let's do it. All right, so right away, shit gets real. So I brought the lizardman here. I have Kroq-Gar, with his goodies, pretty much everything, Hand of the Gods, benefits, all that stuff. I brought a Skink Priest on Heavens with the Basilodon variant of the, the Ballista Basilodon variant, so you can fire off into exactly what I was expecting, this Skirmisher Cav. I brought a Laser Beam Lizard for very much the same reason. Front line of Saurus Warriors with shields. And I like the shield variant. I know that the cast doesn't have a lot of range, but I just like it because of the extra melee defense. I think that's worth it, for me at least. John doesn't think so, I think so. And then I brought some Skink Hordes with Javelin, just because they're useful little units. Right away, I forward deploy, and these guys, I'm telling them to run back. I don't know what happened, but they ran forward. It really bothered me. I was telling them to run back the whole time, and they ran forward. You can see the orders happening. Obviously, now they're already mucked into battle, but yeah, it was really frustrating. I was like, go backwards, go backwards, go backwards, and he just charged me and just decimated them in 2 seconds flat. So that wasn't the best start of the game for me. I send these guys off because I don't really care. He gets a nice laser beam in there, does some decent damage. They're going to start throwing axes at these guys, but they have shields, so I don't mind that. He has his wolves over here. Yeah, what does my opponent bring, actually? We should do that real quick. So he has 3 Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes and 1 Marauder Horse Master, chevroned up, which is an interesting pick. What is his stats chevroned up? It's silver. 29, 31, it's not bad. He's got some Chaos Warhounds. He's got a Gorby's Chariot, a Chosen with halberds, a regular halberd, Chaos Marauders, Chaos Warriors with great weapons, Chosen. Really, I don't think he brought 2 of the same unit other than the Skirmisher Cav, which is interesting. And then he also brought a Sorcerer of Metal with Plague of Rust, Searing Bolts of Doom, and what was that, Glittering Robes of whatever it's called, something, Glittering Robes of something or another. Oh, just Glittering Robe, there, I had it in the first time. And then he has the Scroll of whatever it's called, Protection, or fuck it. And then Sigvald, of course, here just to be a tanky lord, which is an interesting pick. Usually you see Shagots in this because they can trade well with Kroq-Gar, but Sigvald will actually last a long, long time in almost any matchup. He's kind of like a Mortar that way. It's just because of that healing, and he's a small entity model, and he's got high armor and good melee stats. So yeah, Sigvald's not a bad pick at all. So I decided to send the Laser Beam Lizard, because I'm not getting good shots because of the angles. I decided to send the Laser Beam Lizard just to chase these guys down, because I figure if they get into a shoot-off, he can win. And these guys, I have them fighting these hounds. Kind of a waste of hounds, in my opinion. I don't know why my opponent did that. Better off using them to chase units off or trying to get into these Chameleon Skinks, but he just sends them right into these Saurus Warriors. And I'm going to go sort of break them with these guys. I have them over here. He does get a nice Searing Bolt. I try to dodge it, but not quite in time. He brings the Gorby's Chariot in ready to get in here, but I'm throwing javelins at him. And I send Kroq-Gar over there to counter. Over here, he's getting a lot of damage on this one unit of Saurus Warriors, but they are using a lot of ammo, so I don't mind that, especially since they're not firing dinos. Over here, we're trading shots. I think the Laser Lizard is going to win this, only because he has the guys throwing the thing and the laser beam. They are getting good damage, but not great, and I can heal them, and every unit we kill is going to be great, so it's going to be devastating for them. So, yeah, so it's going okay there. These guys have Rampage, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. I cast what's that called? Oh, I should say what my kit that I brought on my Feast of Heavens. So I brought Chain Lightning, Harmonic Convergence, and Midnight Wind. And I just send a Chain Lightning right down the line. Does good damage on these Chosen Halberds. I punched, and they're engaged with Skink Horde, so that was a low risk. I cast Harmonic Convergence on these guys. That was silly. I thought they were Saurus Warriors, so that was pretty silly, because they're not going to do any damage with Harmonic Convergence, but they're holding all right. Over here in the back, his Gorby's Chariots are just going ham wild. I'm trying to muck them up, but of course they're Chariots, so it's so hard to pin them down. I mean, one hit from Kroq-Gar will destroy them, but it's just, I mean, they run through everything. It's just the curse of single entity models. They treat everything like it's paper. I mean, look at them. They're just going through their own units and every other unit. And I want to get rid of Zitzel because I really want to get rid of these guys, but and Kroq-Gar just walks right through that giant crowd, because this is a very dangerous unit. It's going to destroy all my my infantry if I'm not careful. Over here, we're chasing them off. That's fine. The Laser Beam Lizard is still fighting over there. It doesn't really have a place after I get rid of these calves, so I'm fine with that. He's able to muck this guy down with the wolves, and these guys are going to do some serious damage to Chosen. I do start throwing, I do Hand of the God to them, didn't do any damage, actually did more damage to my guy, I think, and I am throwing javelins. It's true to anything to get him free, because I need the magic. Over here, we have the right flank secure, but he is just getting so much work done with his Gorby's chariots. Already at 65 kills, and the battle's only been going on for a few minutes. Kroq-Gar just gets wrecked so quickly. I don't know what from. I think Prince Sigvald was able to do some damage along with the Chosen Halberds, I guess chevrons. I have no idea, but they're just able to do so much damage in such short order because he doesn't have final transmutation. So yeah, Kroq-Gar gets fucked, and I run away and cold blood him to, obviously heal him up. I'm still trying to keep this guy away, and really it's not looking good here. It's looking very much like a chaos victory. My front line is breaking. The only unit that I have left is this one, and they're fighting their sorcerer, which is fine, but sorcerers with shield, that's fine. This Gorby's chariot is being microed very, very well by my opponent. He's doing a very, very good job, and I just can't seem to get a hit on them from Kroq-Gar, and that's really the only thing I have that can destroy them. I'm able to break away from the Chosen, which is huge, and they're being poisoned, so they're going to be super, super slow. Speed 22, so that's good. And we are going to do some damage, even though they don't have shields, so we are doing a little bit of damage with each volley. And then I send these skinks to fire into them, and you can see, and he's getting shot by the Basilodon, so we are dealing with the Chosen very quickly. That's the risk of Chosen, as artillery is just able to crush them so quickly. Over here, the Laser Lizard has defeated that unit, and these other units have sort of been, either wasted ammo or run off to the corner. So I bring the Laser in the back, I get a nice rear charge in here, I'm trying to break them. As much damage as I can do, because these guys are super, super dangerous. He brings his Gorbies again. I can't seem to get them. I pop a poor what's called chain lightning over here, trying to do some damage. Didn't do that great. The Source Warriors, this is a good fight for them. There's not a lot in here that they're too worried about, and especially these Morale Thoraxes. My opponent does a little bit of miss micro and gets them into melee here, which is fine by me. These guys have Rampage, and they'll fight these great weapons. They're not going to win that, but they'll do alright. Finally, I get rid of these Gorby's chariots. The whole game they've been plaguing me, but I'm able to get rid of them. He brings a Plague of Rust, or whatever it's called, Searing Bolts of Doom on these guys, but that's a skink jet, skinks, I don't really care about them. They're a little bit better than peasants, but not by much. Over here, we are able to rout off these Chosen. I still have a ton of ammo, so I have the range advantage now. He doesn't have as much ammo, nearly as much ammo, and a lot of his skirmish cav has been defeated. He has a unit over here he's forgotten about, but we are going to start doing some serious damage. Kroq-Gar is going to get into these guys. They're starting to, he wants to hit these chameleon skinks, but that was a flaccid charge, and they were already breaking, so it wasn't the greatest move. And then they're just going to get hit, and then laser beamed, and they're ready to run, as you can expect. I mean, if you're fighting giant monsters and poison little skinks, and the truly fearsome hola skinks, saying hello to you in Spanish and shooting you with blow darts, I mean, terrifying, truly terrifying. Over here, these guys have begun to rampage, which is fine by me. That's the fight I want them in. I mean, they're fighting Chosen, which they'll lose, but that's fine. And some Chaos Marauders, which they'll win. But it's distracting them, because I just need to clean up all this, and I have the monsters, and I can just cycle charge to victory if I need to. Over here we have these Chaos Warriors surrounded, but they are with halberds, but they are fighting Ola Skinks, or not Ola Skinks, Skink Javelins, so nothing special over there. Kroq-Gar is still a beast, of course. I think I've used all the healing I have. Maybe I have one more. So I only have 3 healings on this, 3 heals in this army. Between Kroq-Gar has his own, Skink Priest has one, and of course the Basilodon has one. So we're shooting. The Chosen have returned, but I'm not too concerned. I mean, a couple cycle charges and laser beams, and they'll be done. That was my final shot. Did a good bit of damage, but he still has those. How much ammo does he have on the throwy ones? I don't know. No idea. But yeah, they're continuously throwing. So maybe unlimited. That's ridiculous. So yeah, they're doing their damage. Over here, we're breaking their anti-large units, and pretty much once I have their anti-large units done, I'm pretty secure in that Kroq-Gar can defeat. Prince Sigvald, even though Prince Sigvald has taken no damage, or at least he's healed up everything. But I have no more infantry left, and he does have these units of Marauder Horsemen that he will reactivate at some point. Over here, my units have become, have started to rally, but he does have this damned Gorby's chariot has returned. Already has like 100-something kills, 137 kills on pretty high-value Saurus warriors. I mean, the guy's a monster. Fuck, I hate chariots. I absolutely hate chariots. He does bring them into Kroq-Gar. I'm fine with that, but he gets slowed by the woods, and he gets nice damage done. And I think he pops. I don't know what he pops, but he does good damage. Maybe Plague of Rust. Yeah, he got Plague of Rust on me, and I also popped Cold Blooded and started walking him away. So I'm like, alright, get out of this fight, because that's not a good look for you. you're gonna die. I am able to surround them with these Skink cohorts with javelins. Again, they're not gonna do any damage. This is Chosen in there, and this is Chaos Warriors, but. And the balance bar is, I don't know, not looking great for me. He gets a nice rear charge with this Gorby's chariot. It's just been masterful use of this Gorby's chariot. I am able to finally get a good solid hit on it, and it is ready to flee. It's terrified, but I'm not letting it get away. I'm making sure Kroq-Gar is going to stay on that thing, because it is a monster, an absolute devastating monster that has destroyed so much of my infantry. The good thing is, speaking of monsters, my monsters are still relatively healthy, and they don't really have any. Their skirmisher cav is pretty much all dead. And now we're able to isolate his we're able to isolate his wizard, but the problem is that he's not on a horse or anything, so we're just pushing him around. So we're trying to kill him, and we have 3 monsters on him, but unfortunately we just can't get any solid hits, and I don't want to get caught up in melee too long, because I'm pretty sure Sigvald can actually beat Kroq-Gar with that little health left, because he does have really high melee stats. I mean, not a lot of armor piercing, but really high melee stats. So does he have 520? That's crazy. I didn't know that. Christ. So yeah, I move these guys out. He does bring these Marauder horse masters back into the fight. He is clashing Searing Doom on units I really don't really care about. Chameleon Skinks, big deal, and they're out of ammo, so these guys are pretty much useless at this point. My units are starting to rally. A few of them back in the back here. These guys are fighting to the end, which is good for them because that's how lizards do. He charges his cav in here, and I'm totally fine with that. I want to get rid of them, so they're not going to last very long in this fight. This is not a good fight for cav at all. I do have my three little bears here, my three dinosaurs, who are actually all different dinosaurs. You have a Basilodon, a Stegodon, and a Carnosaur, so fun times. This was not meant to be! That guy with the gimpy voice runs away. That's such a geeky voice, eh? This is not meant to be! Not very intimidating at all. That's why he's a coward. Over here, I send these skinks to fight these Marauder horsemen because I want them to throw axes at them. If he has them on fire at will, every axe they waste to a chameleon skink is one they can't waste into Kroq-Gar. And I have to send my laser lizard to also ward these guys off because I need Kroq-Gar to be alive. He's my best chance to deal with Sigvald, who's the biggest threat on the map right now. These Chosen, I mean, they don't have the armor piercing to deal with these monsters. So I'll just get in there and I'll do some quick damage to them. That's no problem. I just need to make sure that these guys are wasting their ammo on the right units, and it's exactly what's happening. So especially at the end of game, you want to take off Fire Will. You absolutely want to do that because stuff like this. I mean, those axes are so necessary right now for him to defeat Kroq-Gar because that unit probably had enough ammo to bring Kroq-Gar, if not to death, very close. And one hit from Sigvald alongside with the axes could be huge. So yeah, he's just using them on the wrong target here, unfortunately. Wasting them on chameleon skinks. I mean, even the laser lizard, even though it's the target I wanted him to hit, it would have been better than the chameleon skinks. But he brings them in here, and they're in the woods. And then he doesn't have them on skirmish either, and he sends them after Kroq-Gar. So I'm able to use that to my advantage and hit the skink priests. Again, the skink priest, I don't mind if he dies. I mean, obviously I'd want to keep him alive. He's a very useful unit, does tons of damage. But he's not, I mean, Kroq-Gar is the heavy hitter here, so, and look how much damage Sigvald does there. Very good job with Deadly Onslaught popped and Pregnant Rest, but I'm able to get Sigvald in the back, I'm able to pop Swift of Savitzel, and generally just do some serious damage now. And he also has his abilities popped, he's got Harmonic Convergence, all this stuff, so he's got, let's pause it real quick to see, because this is a pretty impressive stats here. So we have, 84 leadership, 84 speed, 86 melee attack, 67 melee defense, 560 armor piercing with 108 damage, and that's Harmonic Convergence and all his abilities popped against Sigvald's. Holy shit. Oh, that's Kroq-Gar again. Show me Sigvald. Sigvald's being debuffed now, and he got cursed with the Midnight Wind. So he's down to 39 melee defense, but normally he'd be up at 75 melee attack, and he'd have 100 armor, and just 600 something damage with a lot of armor piercing, just big heavy hitters here. But unfortunately for Sigvald, he's going to get tossed around by his Carnosaur. Over here, we're still warding them off with our chameleon skinks. He should have just charged and got rid of them, but again, it's tough to say. He's also probably focused on microing over here and not wanting to die to Kroq-Gar, even though that seems to be inevitable at this point. The Chosen are fighting valiantly against Skink Priest. I've never seen Chosen hold out so long. I was very impressed. Usually they flee like halfway through the battle. The second starts to go against them. And oh, he just sits on his face right there, BDSM style. And then I don't think Sigvald likes that, or actually he probably does like that. He is Slanesh. Oh, he has a dick. That's pretty cool. Good for them for giving him Kroq-Gar's Carnosaur penis. Anyways, so they're fighting, and he's been sat on a couple times, but of course Sigvald is no stranger to that. He's into some kinky shit, so he's gonna run through these woods. It's not the first time a Carnosaur sat on his face in dank woods. So he's gonna come after them. I'm gonna retreat because Kroq-Gar is nearly dead, and I realize I can use these units. So I'm chasing these guys off, and I can bring them back. My opponent, I think at this point, was angry at me for like, sort of running away a bit. And I was like, listen, buddy, I have a lot of units over here. I have to make sure your units are gone. And if I bring these units together against Sigvald, then it should be pretty much over. And that's pretty much it. I mean, even though the balance bar is very even, you guys can see how this is going to go. It's just a monster mash. There's not a whole lot he can do. He can't get seated long enough to kill me. I have enough armor piercing to deal with him. And then once they muck it up with these guys, he's now poisoned as well. It's just not a good look for him. And here comes the final dinosaur. Jesus Christ. Sometimes I hate this game. I mean, I feel bad. I know exactly my opponent's pain. Monsters are kind of gross. Ooh, there's some serious shit going on. I'm gonna close my window. Sorry. Toronto, guys. Toronto's a dangerous city. Oh, it still goes right through the window. My God. Anyways, so someone's dead outside. I'll cast it live. I'll be a little Logan Paul, you know, YouTuber. We're gonna get demonetized for reels before we were monetized. Okay, so let's go to the recap here. So you can see here, 138 kills, a ton. That's probably from the spells and his shooting and his charges. So he is a absolute, very useful little skink. Does a lot of good damage. Can be, you know, I think they're actually. I don't know. I usually bring them on the Bastiladons only because you get an extra dino, an extra heal. I think they have a heal actually, regardless. But they have an extra dino, and you get an artillery piece, and you get a magic user that's pretty survivable. So I like him on the Bastiladon. He's very expensive, of course, but he is useful. Saurus Warriors, of course, you know, just classic, standard, great unit. They perform well against pretty much everything for their cost. Skink javelins with cohorts. Sorry, skink cohort with javelins. They were there to deal with Shaggoths. Obviously, there were no Shaggoths, so they didn't really have much of a place in this battle. But you know, they did their thing. They were there to muck it up. This Chameleon Skink was, you know, just decimated right off the bat. They listened to my orders, and this Chameleon Skink was very useful throughout the game. Over here, he's got Chevron, Silver Chevron. I don't know if he like random gen this army, but I don't think so because I played with him before, and I think he brought Sigvald again. So I don't know if he has like the saved army. It's interesting chevrons everywhere. But yeah, so the 3 Marauder Horsemen performed very well. The Marauder Horsemaster, 51 kills. I don't know what that's on. Probably the Skinks. I mean, he was huge and just dealing with them in short order. The Poison Warhounds, they were kind of misused a little bit. I would have used them to chase units off instead of just throwing them away at that Saurus Warriors at the beginning of the game. Chosen, 200 kills, fantastic. I think Chosen are the way to go if you're going to bring Chaos against Lizardmen. A couple of these units will just, you know, they'll defeat Saurus Warriors, they'll defeat Temple Guard, and they're far cheaper than Chosen with great weapons and Chosen with halberds. So I think Chosen are the way to go, and I think they have charge defense against the large or something like that. I have to check it, but yeah, so they're pretty good. Chaos Sorcerer with Metal. Probably want to bring Final Transmutation against lizards. You know, it's always a safe bet, but no, interesting pick still. And he was able to use the Searing Pulse of Doom to good effect and the Plague of Rust. And his Gorby's Chariot really is the MVP. 150 kills, 3 chevrons, just an absolute masterful use of the Gorby's Chariot. Of course, chariots are a little OP in this game. By a little, I mean a lot, but still, my opponent there was very effective in using them, and I want to say GG to that. You know, good job there. Anyways, yeah. So my laser lid did all right, but other than that, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's the recap, and I hope you guys enjoyed that battle, and I'll see you around the bend.